From Christopher Reeve returning to theatres to James Gunn finally giving us Brainiac in live action. This final Superman homepage live for 2025 is honouring the past while building the future. Let's talk about it all before 2026. Welcome to Superman Homepage Live. My name is Steve Eunice. I am joined by my two good friends, Michael Bailey. Hello, Michael.
Hey.
And Mark Lax. Hey, Mark.
Hello, gentlemen.
How are we both on this final episode of Superman Homepage Live for 2025?
Apparently I have dandruff.
Yeah, look at that.
A little itchy up here. So
Yeah, well, I've got the festive Christmas decorations at the top there, but appropriately the kind of the white Christmas for you guys and the balmy heat for me here in Australia. So I just thought I'd have a little bit of fun with those graphics at the top there. But you have to. Do you have to have hair to have dandruff? I think it's the skin.
Well, no.
So no.
theoretically, no. I mean, at that point, it would just be flaky skin. But I think
Yeah,
I think dandruff is required for hair.
What a great way to start the episode. Great discussion. Let's
Dandruff.
let's change the tone of the show and get into the Superman side of things. And before we do, want to get some of the housekeeping stuff out of the way. Want to thank our Superman homepage champions, Douglas Meacham, John Patrick Van Pelt, Tina Murray, and Cara Luca. Thank you so much for your support, keeping this show free for everyone. Really appreciate your support over 2025. If you want to join those folks and be a Superman homepage champion, then all you have to do is go to patreon.com/Superman homepage. There are different levels of membership with different levels of perks. All right, now, if you do want to get involved in tonight's show and call us to talk to us in this final episode of 2025, then Michael is going to go through just how you go about doing that.
Oh, yeah, it's really easy. You just go to supermanhomepage.com/live and press the call now button, or you can scan the QR code below with your smartphone. As usual, if you're going to use your laptop or desktop to watch the show and you're listening to us through an external speaker, please mute that if we have you on the show. And if you use your smartphone, please use your headset or your AirPods or whatever, because the speakerphone doesn't work. And that is, I think, the fastest I've ever done that.
You think you've done it before. So, yeah, that's a great way to be part of the show if we have time to take callers, usually around the second half of the program. But if you want to get involved without calling in, then you can participate in the comments, both on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. We can see any questions you might ask, any comments you might have, and react to them as the show goes along. So feel free to participate that way. And we love the fact that people are joining us for this hour as we chat about everything that's happened, not just in this week of Superman, but in 2025 as a whole. So we'll get to all that in a second. But let's start with the movie side of things. And there has been some major news this week in the casting side of things, with James Gunn not only confirming that we are definitely getting Brainiac in the upcoming Man of Tomorrow film in 2027, but he's also given us the news that Lars Eidinger has been cast in the role of Brainiac. I saw, Michael, you had a bit to say about Lars's casting on your social media accounts. Do any of us recognize this gentleman or know anything about him?
I don't.
No, not at all. But that actually, I think, is perfect for it.
Yes.
He's kind of. I joked that it was Schrodinger's casting decision, because he is both the perfect Brainiac and the not perfect Brainiac at the same time, because we don't know anything about... I say we, the royal we of the three of us. Obviously, there are people that are familiar with his work. James Gunn cast him. So, they say cast an unknown. It's not like a complete unknown. But no, I think that works better, because then there isn't a lot of preconceived notions about him as an actor or a performer. Like people were saying, like one of the things I saw was Matt Smith, who was, among other things, Doctor Who. Well, that that implies a familiarity that's like, well, do I think he's going to be good because I liked him in Doctor Who? Or with Lars, I can say, okay, I don't know anything about him, so James Gunn has been pretty good about casting people. I have no problems with this.
Yeah, in Superman Lives, we're going to get Christopher Walken. Uh, and I mean, you can't, not he's a great actor and all, but I mean, you're going to see Christopher Walken as Brainiac here with this guy. I mean, again, I'm sure he's done other things. I've never heard of him, seen him in my life. You're gonna maybe just see Brainiac for the time being because you're not familiar with this guy, and that I think that's important because you're going to be seeing the creation of this new, well, not new character, but a new version of this character, and you're going to get somebody you're not familiar with, so you can kind of be all in with with the character and kind of get into what he's all about.
Yeah, I agree. He's a German actor, I believe, of German descent, and is well known there and has done many things that have obviously put him on the radar. James Gunn on his social media account says, "In our worldwide search for Brainiac in Man of Tomorrow, Lars Eidinger rose to the top. Welcome to the DCU, Lars." And I think that's what I like about James Gunn's casting process, is that he just casts the best person for the role, not a name. You don't have to be a known actor. You don't have to be someone that is an Academy Award winner or anything like that. You've just got to be the best person for the role. And in casting the net for someone to play Brainiac, Lars has been the best person for that particular character that we're going to see in this upcoming movie. And I think that's exactly what we want. David Corenswet, for the most part, was an unknown to most people. And so, like you were saying, Mark, I think it's best that you do get an unknown who is a fitting person for the role and a good actor for the role. And that way you don't see X, put your name here in as Brainiac. You see Brainiac. And that's what we want. We want people to not associate the character with an actor. We just want them to see the character. So I'm looking forward to seeing just how he plays the role of Brainiac. As to what Brainiac we will get, that's an interesting discussion point because, will we see the, robotic kind of version that has been done in the comic books in Superman the Animated Series, or will we see the Kaluan green skin version that, we've also seen in the comic books, and that was probably the version that most people are familiar with.
I think they need to go full Silver Age. I think no pants, shorts, and like a pink top, and if he doesn't have, what was it, Coco? Was that the name of the little monkey character? If he's not part of it, I'm going to be really disappointed. No, I think the thing about Brainiac is, as Steve mentioned, there's been many iterations of that character, from guys that look like me with my hair down to the full-on robot. Like my mom, when I was a little kid, I had the Superpowers figure. She said it looked like the Terminator.
Yeah.
So it's just I don't think they're gonna go like that as like the main version of it. But Gunn, if we're gonna go by Superman as any indication, Gunn will go comic book accurate, but do something different with it. So and it depends on what comic strikes his fancy visually that he likes in terms of representation. So the Lars is very thin, so I don't think it's going to be that beefy Jeff Johns Brainiac, unless he just starts hitting the weights.
Yeah, well, on his reply to people asking on his social media accounts, I think it was on Threads in particular, which version of Brainiac he might be drawing inspiration from, Gunn said, "I love aspects of many versions of the characters, from the 1950s Binder stuff to the surprisingly scary Wolfman stuff to the animated version and up through the truly creepy and wonderful current absolute Brainiac. So, yeah, he could be pulling from all different versions, just like he did for the costume for Superman. He pulled the design from very many different versions of the character over many years. So I imagine we'll see something along the similar lines. We'll get a conglomeration of different versions of Brainiac. But we have seen a photo of Lars that's appeared online where, yeah, as you say, he's very skinny, but there always seems to be some connection somewhere to Superman with any actor. And here he is, only able to get his arm into the costume. But yeah, very interesting photo.
That's funny.
I have no reaction to what I'm looking at right now.
I don't even know.
No response.
I thought that was like a stunt shot after he was cast, but I guess that's something from way before.
Yep, exactly. All right, so yeah, we do know, of course, that Brainiac is part of Man of Tomorrow, and we look forward to seeing just what will happen there and how Lars will be playing the character. But just still on the movie side of things, I was very pleased to see the announcement this week that Regal Cinemas there in the US are doing a US-wide screening of the original 1978 classic Superman the movie on January 4th. There's something about seeing the film on the big screen at the theater, and Regal's 31-day programming celebrating the origin stories and creative visions that started all different certain types of things. It's called Back to the Beginning, is the program that they're introducing iconic characters from the widely popular movie franchises across all different types of genres. The Superman the movie screening will take place on January 4th. Check your local Regal cinema or theatre chain for a screening near you. I think this is awesome.
That is awesome. I really like that.
So I don't know if there's one near either of you guys, but $7.99 per ticket, affordable way to go see the movie again or for the first time on the big screen with a crowd, which is always impressive and always adds a different element to watching the film, whether you've seen it before many times or not.
Well, it's been many years since I've seen it on the big screen.
And do you have a Regal theater?
More like 45 years probably, but yeah, I'd love to. I don't know if I have. It's what he says from Regal cinemas. There might be one around here. I'll have to look into it. I'd love to see it on the big screen again.
There you go. All right, so that's Superman the movie showing again on January 4th. Here in Sydney, we've got these live events. They do like open air movie theatre events every now and then. And Move In Bed Cinema is doing a screening of the 2025 Superman film on January 9th. It's the Friday at Barangaroo Harbour Park. And pretty much you just sit on these comfy couch types things that are out there in the open. The gates open at 6 p.m. The showtime is at dusk. And you could get to see the new Superman film in an open air cinema for January 9th, which is moveinbed.com is the website if you're interested in booking or tickets for a screening outdoors. Hopefully it's a nice night for it.
To answer your question, yes, a couple of the local Regals are showing it near me, so I will be asking for that day off.
Nice. Very good. So there you have it. A couple of screenings of new and old Superman movies around about different locations. All right, let's get into our regular segments. We'll just get these done before our halftime break and then push on to our year in review. So we're going to start with the super secret soundbite.
Only one thing alive with less than 4 legs can hear this Superman, and that's you.
All right, so here was the super secret soundbite from last month. Have a listen.
You fight for the wizard?
I fight for those who can't fight for themselves.
So nobody guessed where this was from, and I'll give it to either you guys. Do you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound came from? Just, question without notice.
I think that's the Superman Shazam Return of Black Adam animated short.
Correct.
It wasn't a
Yes.
short, but it
was
wasn't like a
animated
full
movie.
movie either. It was
No.
weird.
Yes.
No, but it was very good.
Yes, Mind the Gap giving the answer there as well. So yes, it was Superman Shazam, The Return of Black Adam, animated short, animated movie. Nobody guessed where it was from, but that was the sound from last month. So let's see if more people, well, not more people, if anybody can guess where this new super secret soundbite comes from. Have a listen.
Great work, Firestorm. Just one last thing. Don't tell Batman about this.
Oh, are you kidding me? I would never do that. Send. Wait, I'm sorry. What did you just say?
So there you have it. There's the sound. Do you think you know where in the world of Superman that sound comes from? If you do, just head to supermanhomepage.com. Under the contact menu, you will find the super secret soundbite entry form. Send your entry in and we'll read out the names of each person who guesses it right when we return to this segment at the end of next month. Or if you can't find the contact form and you just want to send an email, just send it to info@supermanhomepage.com along with the title or subject Super Secret Soundbite. And that's another way you can send your entry in. So that is the Super Secret Soundbite for this month. All right, let's jump into the fan favorite segment of our show. So the fan favorite question from last week was, what was the question? What was your favorite thing about 2025 when it comes to Superman? We had a few people respond in for this one. Michael, who was up first?
JP Rocha wrote in and said the best 2025 Superman thing has to be the movie. All the other 2025 successes stem from the success and promotion of the movie. The further success of the movie amplified and justified the growth and success of Superman in 2025.
Thank you, JP. Well said.
And Stephanie Logan wrote, my favorite thing in 2025 pertaining to Superman is this quote, in a world where you can be anything, choose kindness.
Yep, kindness is the real punk rock. Thank you, Stephanie. Good answer. All right, next up was Ryan Ignatius Pratt, who said, without question, my favourite Superman event of 2025 would have to be the release of James Gunn's new Superman film. It was an absolute joy to see an optimistic-looking Superman up on the big screen after so many years, arguably decades, without one. Thank you, Ryan.
Yep, and Celeste Sims wrote, I hope you all had a great weekend. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I love anything that has to do with Superman, whether it's Zack Snyder or James Gunn. I personally love both versions, even though James Gunn's is my favorite one. Henry Cavill and David Corenswet are both beautiful and represent the Man of Steel well. They're unique in their own right. They both stand for truth and justice.
Thank you, Celeste. Apologies to Michael Marino, who sent in an email response to the fan favorite question, but somehow between my phone and my computer it got lost and couldn't regain it, and I sent him an email asking to resend it, but never got a response. So sorry, Michael, about that. But our new fan favorite question for this next time, which is a couple of weeks, because we will not be back until January 20th. I'll announce that again at the end of the show, but January 20th will be our return episode for 2026. Just taking a bit of a break for January and then the Christmas and New Year period. But the new question that you can respond to for when we return is, when it comes to Superman, what are you looking forward to most in 2026? So what do you think will be your favorite thing about 2026 using the fan favorite theme? So to respond to this question, simply send an email to info@supermanhomepage.com. That's info@supermanhomepage.com, and we'll read out the answers that you send in when we return on January 20th, 2026. All right, so that's the fan favorite question for this week. Let's keep going with our regular segments and jump into This Week in History, an extended version with Michael Bailey.
Come with me now, my son, as we break through the bonds of your earthly confinement, traveling through time and space.
Yeah, since we're not doing a show next week, or I figured we'll just finish off 2025 by doing 2 weeks at once. So in 1955, or the next couple of weeks, we have Action Comics number 213. These covers never get any easier to look at. What the heck, Superman? And Adventure Comics number 221, which is a fun... What?
The Babe of
Is this
Steel.
a Super Baby? Is this a Super Baby story? Oh God, they're just trolling me at this point. Apparently, I hate Super Baby. I'm sorry. It's one of the few things about Superman that I can't stand.
Michael, am I hearing correctly that there is Superman gets turned into a baby in the upcoming comic books for DCKO Part 2?
It's entirely possible.
I don't know.
Not since getting rid of Clark Kent has DC decided to try to turn me against them. We're going to jump ahead to 1965 with Action Comics number 333. Perfectly reasonable. I mean, he's got a dinosaur thing going on because everybody goes through a dinosaur phase, right?
The lizards are taking over the Earth.
Yeah. Adventure Comics number 341. Since we're in the 60s, it's, of course, a Legion of Superheroes thing. With Colossal Boy, who has a very ostentatious outfit, and Superman's girlfriend, Lois Lane, number 63, which is, of course, perfectly reasonable. The story they dare never publish before, where Superman obviously is suggesting a polyamorous relationship. That only really serves to benefit him. We have 1975, World's Finest, number 236. That's weird. Okay, I'm gonna warn against this next one. There are no words for this. I'm glad there's dialogue on the cover to Action Comics number 457, because if you remove that dialogue, this cover just goes wrong in a hurry. If you've ever seen this one and go, what's going on? That is Pete Ross's son, and Superman has revealed his identity to him, and he doesn't believe him
because he's dying.
Because he's Pete Ross's son has a whole arc in the comics that's actually like very John Connor Terminator in things. But if you literally remove like all of the dialogue from this does not look good for Superman. Going to 1985, we have Action Comics number 577, which is a really cool Keith Giffen cover of Superman going up against a vampire. That was a good story too. I remember really enjoying that one. I think that was written by J.M. DeMatteis, if I remember correctly. Hopping ahead to 1995, we have Superboy number 24, which is part of this whole thing with Knockout, which is a full-grown woman trying to seduce a 16-year-old kid, because that was apparently okay in 1995. We also have Superman, the Man of Steel number 53. With the recent Jake Paul fight, this one's kind of
wonder if he
timely.
broke his jaw.
Though I like both of these people, in unlike being very happy to see Jake Paul get his jaw broken in two places. We also have Superman number 109, which has a really cool cover that doesn't really match the inside all that much. This is more of a poster cover. 2005, we have Adventures of Superman number 647. Where I think this is where they reveal who Ruin is, and it was the one misstep of Greg Rucka's run, in my opinion. We also have Infinite Crisis number 3, which has the Earth 2 Superman going to Batman to try to get him on his side. This is a very cool cover. Jim Lee did not draw that S symbol correctly, and I will never forgive him for that. Justice number 3 also came out, which was basically adult Super Friends is the best way to do it. JLA Classified number 15, which I'm sure there's a review somewhere on this website by me that was way too long. And Superman Batman number 23, which also might have a review by me on the website, which is, again, way too long. 2015, we got Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. I think that's number, what was that, 2? Or is that number 3? I forgot to write that down. Number 2. We also have Justice League 3001, number 7. Justice League of America, number 6, the series nobody remembers. And that's not that's not a shot at the series. This thing just came out and no one talked about it. I mean, I'm sure we did reviews for it, but yeah, this and then it turns out this was integral to the New 52 Superman dying. So I guess they were just trying to get that trade sale up. Superman number 47. Yeah, that is a cover, and apparently that's Superman. Injustice: Gods Among Us, Year 4, Annual number 1, which I think is the longest title from this week. Justice League number 47, which is kind of the opposite of Superman number 47, whereas I really like this story. Darkseid War was good. Superman Annual number 3, which had to do with Savage Dawn, and it makes me want to do a parody song from an old country song. Delta Dawn, for those curious. Superman Wonder Woman Annual number 2, as they were really trying to rush this out right towards the end. And the highlight, I think, of this edition is Superman Lois and Clark number 3, which was the beginning of the return of the Superman that I wanted to read about. In the real world, not a whole lot going on. December 29th, Michael Cudlitz, who played Lex Luthor in Superman and Lois, was born in 1964. And John Hames Newton, who was Superboy, but more importantly, the bad guy in the Academy Award-winning film Cool as Ice, starring Vanilla Ice, was born in 1965. December 30th, Kristen Kruk was born in 1982, and that is this week in history, the final one for 2025.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Mike.
Very
well done. That was a mammoth one, but there are a few birthdays and things around this time of year, but not that many. So good to go through and have a look at some of those comic books as well. So thank you for doing that. That was excellent. Mind the Gap saying that Michael Cudlitz was the scariest Lex Luthor we've had to date. Don't disagree with that. He was pretty scary.
Yeah, he was. I was watching the final fight between him and Superman in the series finale, and he was really like the most physically imposing of the Lexes that we've got by a considerable margin. So I think that's it's cool because he then occupies that lane, right? Like, he's not trying to be Michael Rosenbaum, he's not trying to be John Shea or Gene Hackman. He was really his own version of the character.
Yeah, very scary indeed. All right, we're just about at the halfway point of tonight's show, so we're going to take a quick break, play some messages, come back on the flip side to do our year in review 2025, and then get into some of the other comic books and merchandise side of the world of Superman to discuss this week. We'll be back right after these messages.
We'll be back in a moment with the exciting climax of today's episode. So stand by.
If you're enjoying Superman Homepage Live, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. Also, if you'd like to subscribe to our YouTube channel, then you can click on the bell to receive notifications whenever we post a new video. You can also join our YouTube membership program, just click the join button below. Or you can become a patron and support our website by going to patreon.com/Superman homepage.
Nearly 90 years of history, but how do you map the entire expansive mythology of this dynamic cultural phenomenon? Introducing Man of Yesterday, Today, and Tomorrow. The chronological framework navigates Superman's history month by month. Discover the individuals who shaped the icon, the date of Krypton's tragic destruction, and the day the nation mourns Superman's death. Explore epic milestones, from the groundbreaking radio debut to Richard Donner's cinematic masterpiece that launched an entire era. This is more than a catalog of dates. It's a roadmap to understanding how myths evolve and continue to shape the world. Go to Amazon to get your copy today.
Look, up in the sky.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. No, it's SupermanHomepage.com, the #1 Superman fan site in the world. SupermanHomepage.com, covering the world of Superman from the 1930s to today. News, reviews, rumors, and reports. SupermanHomepage.com for all your Superman comics, TV shows, movies, cartoons, radio shows, and more. Everything you ever wanted to know about the Man of Steel and more. SupermanHomepage.com.
Thanks, Superman Homepage, for all the support over the years. I really appreciate it.
I'm Matt Bomer. I'm the voice of Superman in Superman Unbound, and this is the Superman Homepage.
Right here on Superman Homepage.
SupermanHomepage.com? All right.
Hey, this is Christopher Gorham. You're on the Superman Homepage.
Hey, this is Sam Witwer, and you're watching Superman Homepage.
Hi, this is Jason
Hello,
J.
everyone.
Lewis.
This is Superman, bringing you best wishes for a very Merry Christmas from Lois Lane, Perry White, Jimmy Olsen, and myself.
Thank you very much, Superman, for that Christmas message. All right, so let's get into our year in review. Before we do, I missed AF Brat 1986 response to the fan favorite question, apparently, and says, my favorite thing for Superman this year was treating my friends to the new movie on opening night. We had a lot of fun and new memories were forged. That's an excellent answer, so I'm glad you had that experience. Very cool. All right, so let's have a look at Superman, the year in review 2025. Now, obviously for many of us, 2025 was exemplified by the release of James Gunn's Superman film. I think that was probably the highlight for pretty much all Superman fans, or most Superman fans anyway. So from the movie side of things, that would definitely be a highlight. I guess you guys would be on the same page there.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it's the rising tide that lifted all boats, I guess is the best way to say that. Nice. Because through that movie, the comics got a boost. We had the Summer of Superman in the comics, and some new launches there as well. And just merchandise and just general excitement. Superman, it also thrust Superman into the world of influencers, which was an interesting evolution that I am only now really coming to terms with on a personal level. I was just so used to seeing everything else be like put through that filter that now that Superman is in that world, I guess we exist in a new ecosphere. But definitely the movie was the highlight.
Yeah. For you, Mark?
Yeah, definitely the movie, by no question. This is something we were waiting for quite a few years once it was announced, and went through as your book illustrates. Went through every from the announcement until the movie came out. I mean, and just waiting for 2025 to come out, just knowing that year we're going to get a new Superman movie. And when the movie came out, it was just, it was just amazing. I mean, it was, sitting there in the theater watching this is just one of the best times I've had in a movie in decades. I mean, look, I loved a lot of the MCU movies, but this was just something very, very special. And, you can't take that excitement away.
Very cool. Yeah. I mean, the movie, obviously, as you said, as somebody else, well, I think it was one of our fan favorite things, was that it kind of pushed everything else. Everything else was amplified because of the movie coming out this year. We saw a surge in people being interested in all the other movies, all the other TV shows on HBO Max, the streaming. They went up so many percentages because of the new movie being out. We've seen new fans come to the property because of Superman. People look interested in the comic books. Sadly, 2025 is probably lacking in one area, and that was television. We had nothing on TV. Superman and Lois ended at the end of 2024, so we had no live action. My Adventures with Superman season 3 is still coming, but we got nothing in 2025. It ended in late 2024, so we haven't seen the third season show its head at all. We've got no release date or anything. I'm guessing it's early 2026, but we haven't had any notification on that side of things. Yeah, we did get the Crypto Saves the Day little animated shorts. They're available on HBO Max, but they're also available on YouTube, so it's kind of really not a TV side of things. You've got the whole Peacemaker kind of connection, but that's not really Superman related. So Superman on TV was suffering in 2025.
Yeah, but it's kind of like it's the inverse of the other years. I mean, we had an embarrassment of riches during the course of, Supergirl started going on 10 years ago. It was 2015. And so you had that consistently until 2020. What? Yeah, the last episode was 2021, I think.
I think
were
so.
Supergirl and Superman and Lois on at the same time? God.
They started...
Yeah, because obviously he was in the Supergirl series, so I think once one finished, the other one started.
Yeah, something like that. So it kind of went right into that. We had that for 4 seasons. We did have 2 seasons of My Adventures with Superman. So it's almost like as the trade-off for the movie, those have to go away, which isn't much of a fair trade-off in the terms, especially in terms of Superman and Lois. But I didn't miss it. Oddly enough, you said there was one thing that was missing, and it didn't occur to me that there was no Superman on television this year until you said something, because we were so focused about the movie.
I don't think we could have coped.
Yeah, so it was just like we were keyed in, like when the trailer hit, the teaser trailer hit right around this time last year, and then we were waiting for the main trailer, and we finally got that, and it was just anticipation and anticipation. I mean, we would be remiss in not mentioning the epicness that was Puppy Bowl. That was going to be this huge thing that really wasn't. I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not making fun of what they did. I'm just making fun of how sites hyped it up to be like this extravagant thing. And then it was just like, oh, it's just him like saying something nice, and we didn't everyone was expecting like a trailer. It didn't happen at that point. So, but yeah, it's you've blown my mind, Steve. Congratulations.
Well, I guess we did get Superman on TV when the movie started streaming, so you could watch it at home once.
That's a stretch, but okay, yeah. I mean, no, it's just. Like Mike said, we were so into this, day by day, week by week, looking into, everything about this movie, all the way up to the release. It was like, I didn't even really think about it either. It was like, this was all we were talking about. This is all we were, doing. So by the time it came out, it didn't even dawn on me, oh, hey, we didn't get another season of My Adventures of Superman yet, or we don't have another weekly series. So I was just so intent on this movie coming out.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. The only reason it kind of keeps coming to my mind is because when I put together the newsletters and for our mailing list and stuff like that, we do, and even for this show, we do movies, TV, comics, and other news. So there's all those 4 categories that we kind of break up our segments into. And each time I came to TV, it was just like, there's nothing. Like there's no, other than clips from animated shows or whatever that they'd put up on the YouTube channel. But yeah, but on the comic book side of things, we had the Summer of Superman. So for 2025, for comic book readers, Superman in 2025 was another great year, but again, it kind of probably got pushed to the back because of the fact that it was overshadowed by the movie.
Yeah. But why is it just us?
I think Mark has sadly dropped out. So,
oh no.
Yeah, so hopefully Mark will join back in, but we'll get him back on shortly. But it was a great year for comic books, Michael.
Yes, absolutely. I'm slowly getting caught up on things. I haven't read the Legion of Superheroes storyline that led into KO, but I did manage to finish out the Superwoman storyline in Superman, and I have to admit, what they did with Lex Luthor was a surprise. They zigged when I thought they were going to zag with that. I thought it was going to be yet another storyline where Lex is a hero and working with Superman, and at the end he just goes back to being a bad guy again, because we've seen that over and over again, and that's not what happened. So it was kind of a really good, like, if you read all 27 issues of the first 27 issues plus the annual of Williamson's Superman run, I think you get a really satisfying read. Sadly, I have yet to dive into Mark Waid's Superboy, but I've heard good things about that. So and we had a new Superman title start with Superman. I almost said Superman Unchained. That was a different Superman one.
That was something.
Superman Unlimited.
But no, Superman Unlimited, a brand new Superman title for the first time in how many years that we have 3 Superman titles going on right now? Plus specials and miniseries?
Yeah, and you still got Absolute Superman going strong. That's a alternative title, but not in continuity, but still a great read. Supergirl, yes. And then you had Superman in things like Adventures of Superman, Book of L. You had the Kryptonite Spectrum. You've had him in Justice League Unlimited and Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong, Batman, Superman, World's Finest. He's in the thick of things with the DC KO event. So it's been a strong year for Superman in the comic book side of things. And Mark, you being one of the current reviewers, have been amongst all of that.
Yes, yeah, and I'm really enjoying the Superboy story in action. I mean, it's really he's really putting it together in a very interesting way. That I think some people who are not big Superboy fans might actually enjoy what he's doing, what he's trying to do. I've had a lot of fun with it, and it's just going to continue for a while. So
yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
So strong on the comic book side of things. And then 2025 for merchandise was just bonkers. Like, we just had action figures and statues and toys and you name it. There was merchandise up to your eyeballs. So if you were trying to save money this year, you would have, as a Superman collector, you would have struggled, because there was just so many great things, some great publications. I mean, I'm not talking about some of the things I publish, but from DC themselves and from some of the other writers, we got Definitive History and all those kinds of really good, strong books that came out this year. So some great Superman merchandise and publications out in 2025. So it was a strong year for that as well.
Yeah, I mean, Superman movie years are generally really strong years in terms of the comics and the merchandise and all that. So it's not like a huge surprise that it was as big a year as it was. But I think if you want to compare it to like 2006 and 2013, I think it was just the reach of the character is where this year was different. For the first time in a long time, and in that I can really remember, except for maybe the death of Superman, the general public liked Superman, which again is weird. I'm just not used to this.
We've got a question from Celeste in the comments asking specifically, hey Michael, will Millie Alcock's Supergirl possibly be in Man of Tomorrow? In the comics she has a relationship with Brainiac. Will James Gunn possibly go with that storyline? I read that in a comic.
Yeah, I have no like inside knowledge. I think, given that James Gunn has talked about that he has a like epic for the super family,
Mm-hmm.
it probably would kind of make sense to have her in it. They haven't announced that yet. I having her in there overstuff the film. I mean, because you have Lex, you have Brainiac, you have Superman, you have Lois. But if they were going to use elements of Jeff Johns' Brainiac storyline, which is what Celeste was referring to, I think it would work. I rather liked that story and the animated film that was based on it. So, which if you haven't seen Celeste, I would hunt down Superman Unbound. It was probably my favorite of the Superman animated films for the past dozen years or so.
Yeah, mind the gap, confusing Celeste's question with the Supergirl Brainiac 5 relationship, which is a romantic relationship. But Celeste and Michael discussing here the Superman comic book story where Supergirl and it's not a romantic Brainiac relationship that is part of that story.
Yep, but
yeah,
are the Mighty Crabjoys going on tour? Is Oxy Shazam on tour right now? Because that's basically who they are.
All right. Let's see quickly where were we at. All right, so let's we've got a live caller. So let's take Michael Marino, who's he's called in to have a chat with us. We're going to get him on right now and get his thoughts on 2025. Welcome, Michael.
Hi, gentlemen. Merry Christmas.
And to you too. How you doing?
Merry Christmas.
Good. How is everyone?
Doing well, thank you. What did you want to call and talk to us about tonight?
Yes, I got your email about 2025. I'm sorry I didn't get back to you sooner. I've just been really busy. What I'm really excited and happy about with 2025 was the new Superman movie. David Cornsweet, I absolutely love him in the role of Superman. Rachel Brosnahan, wonderful Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult, absolute fantastic actor for Lex Luthor. I'm really looking forward to the new Man of Tomorrow movie with the announcement of Brainiac. I'm pretty terrible with I'm pretty sure that I'm terrible with names here, but was it
Lars
Eidinger?
Yep.
It's Brainiac's name. I'm terrible with names, but I'm really excited for the new Brainiac actor. It's the first time we're getting Brainiac for a movie. They've finally broken the curse of Brainiac, so I'm really excited for that.
Excellent. Well, yeah, it's exciting times to be a Superman fan, and obviously we've got Supergirl in between that. So yeah, thanks, Michael, for calling in. Is there anything you wanted to finish off with before we let you go?
No, just Merry Christmas, everyone, and I hope you have a happy and peaceful, safe New Year. And I look forward to seeing more of your content next year.
Thank you, Michael. Really appreciate that, and thank you for being a loyal follower of the Superman homepage.
Well, thank you, and you're welcome.
All right, talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye. All the best.
Thanks, Michael.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
There he is, Michael Marino. So thank you, Michael, for calling in. It's been a while since we've had a live caller. So it's always good to stretch those muscles and see if we were able to do all that. But thank you, Michael, for calling in. All right, so anything else, guys, before we wrap up our review of 2025 and move on to other topics for tonight?
No, I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right, so moving on to the comic book side of things, because I haven't got a speeding bulletin coming out tomorrow, just wanted to make mention of the Superman comic books that we do have coming out this week, and hopefully our guys will be able to get the reviews of those up before Christmas. We've got 4 Superman-related books coming out this week. We've got Absolute Superman number 14, and we've got Superman number 33, Lex Luthor versus the Demon. So that's part of the DCKO event there. We've got Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2 number 6. That is out this week. Talk about long titles. And we've also got Justice League Unlimited number 14, which is also part of the DC KO event. So there are the 4 books coming out this week as of December 24th. And we hope to have the reviews of those books up on our website by December 24th. The guys are working on them as we speak. So hopefully you get to read those reviews before Christmas and you can sit down and relax and read those comic books and our reviews for Christmas. But DC also released their solicitations for March 2026 this past week, and there are some interesting books to look at. Let me bring you up some of the graphics for this. We have here on the screen right there is the cover to Action Comics 1096. As Clark Kent reaches the spring of his sophomore year at Smallville High, things have changed for Superboy. Yes, he's become Smallville's protector, but at what cost? Buckling under the weight of his super secret, Clark now feels more alone than ever. Could there be more out there like him? Find out as the Boy of Steel's world is turned upside down by the truth. Then we also have Superman number 36. It says here, after the shocking events of DC KO, Superman is missing, but one hero steps up to take his place. Superboy Prime? Normally Prime has only been part of massive DC events, but now he gets a real shot at showing the world he can be just as great a hero as Superman. Superstar artist Dan Mora returns to Superman for an action-packed and fun adventure that changes the face of the DC universe. And then we also, as Michael alluded to, have a third Superman title, Justice League Unlimited number 11. Its solicitation says, what's worse than a fifth-dimensional imp? A fourth-dimensional demon. John Kent faces off against his greatest arch enemy, a terrifying time-bending foe who's attacking him years before they ever met. Witness the final moments of John Kent, Superman. Also in this issue, Superboy? No, really? Wait, what? Yeah, you'd better not miss this one. Call your retailer now. Reserve your copy now. Don't wait. Go. Call. Now. So they are the solicitations for March next year. For the main titles, anyway.
I'm fascinated by this Reign of the Superboys thing.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Years ago, in between the Amazing Spider-Man and the Amazing Spider-Man 2, Marvel published Superior Spider-Man, where they took basically it was Peter Parker's body, but it was Doc Ock's mind in Peter Parker's body, and that was the way it was until right around the time of the new film. So I think it's kind of interesting that with Superman, we've just had this, big budget, huge Superman film, and they're going to take him out of it for a little while right after that. So I can only guess that it's gearing up to some big event to bring him back right around the time of the new film.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't dare do that unless they had a big plan, coming up, and it just seems like a lot of fun. It looks like we're getting young John Kent again for a little bit anyway for that book. But we'll see. I mean, I love these time, spanning stories, and it'll be fun to have a Superboy Prime or he's still Superboy Prime, right? Yeah. In the Superman book, and it's just going to be something different. It's something kind of to look forward to, and then I'm sure it'll have a big ending and a big reveal and all of that. So
yeah,
it looks like fun.
And in the compilation, like the collection editions, they've got a Action Comics 242 facsimile edition coming out, which is obviously the debut of Brainiac. So DC obviously making sure fans can read the origins of Brainiac in a collected format coming out next year ahead of Man of Tomorrow. We've also got a collected version of Salvation Run, JLA Salvation Run 2026 edition, again because of the connection to Man of Tomorrow. That's also coming out in April next year. So these are all part of the solicitations. Michael's having a good laugh.
I just saw that Salvation Run, and I'm like, this is the only way this happens. This is the only way they bring this story back, is because it was kind of being referenced in the Peacemaker series. Because again, for those of us that lived through that era of DC, that was not a beloved story.
No. So also part of the DC solicitations was the announcement of the DCKO Act 2. Now, this is obviously the Reign of the Superboys was announced as part of this. DC Next Level #1s are also part of this whole thing. So, yeah, lots to look forward to. Supergirl's part of it. We've got all the Superman main titles, as I mentioned. We've got Justice League Unlimited is also part of it. So this is the aftermath of the DCKO event, and we've got some interesting comic books to look forward to coming out at the end of the DCKO Part 1 event. So all of those are available in the March solicitations, which are up on our website. You can pre-order now for the merchandise side of things. We have got the Superman Authority figure from McFarlane Toys. This is part of Wave 25, Superman and the Authority, Superman 7-inch scale action figure. So, yeah, seeing a lot of people commenting on this, like, where's his cape? And it's like, well, it's part of the story. He didn't have a cape at this in this story. So that is the action figure from McFarlane Toys, which is available now to pre-order. Link is available on our website. There's an auction taking place for who was it that was running it? PBA Galleries. They've got a comic book auction featuring standout pieces, including a rare 1945 Superman workbook graded at CGC 7.5 with only 16 copies ever graded. This is expected to go between $1,000 and $1,500. So an interesting collector's item there if you're into the auction side of things. And if you're a hockey fan, the Cleveland Monsters are hosting a Superman night on December 30th. So Tuesday, December 30th at 6:30 p.m. They'll face off against the Toronto Marlies for Superman night. And there are special tickets, and there's a giveaway for a free Superman Monsters cape. So if you're into hockey, then that might be something you might be interested in. Did I? Yes. So there you go. So that pretty much brings us to the end of Superman Homepage Live for tonight and for 2025. Thank you, guys. It's been a great year. What an awesome year for Superman fans, and for Superman Homepage Live, we've just gone from strength to strength.
Yeah, no, it was a fantastic year. We picked up a bunch of new people following us in the comments, which has been a lot of fun. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah. Mark, any final thoughts for 2025?
Well, first, thank you guys for letting me join you this past year and all of that. It's been a blast. It's been a great time, and I look forward to the future. You know what's going to be happening. But just want to thank you guys for welcoming me. I mean, look, I've been part of the homepage for a while, but doing this show it's a very, very big highlight. So thank you.
No, excellent. Thank you to you both for being great co-hosts of Superman Homepage Live. Michael and I have been doing this for a long time. And Mark, you've been an awesome addition to the show in 2025. So thank you both for your great input into the Superman homepage.
Thank you.
Right. Well, I want to wish you all, both and everybody, a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and have a super new year. Let's hope 2026 is just as good, if not better, than 2025. It's going to be hard to top, but appreciate everyone being part of the Superman homepage. Thank you for your loyal support. We will be back on Monday, January 20th at 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. So we'll enjoy a bit of a break, all the three of us. But we want to thank you. We want to wish you all the best for the holiday season. Hope 2026 is a great one for everyone. Many blessings. And we'll be back next year. But keep an eye on the Superman homepage for all your daily news updates on everything surrounding the Man of Steel. We'll try to keep the website updated with any announcements over this holiday period. I'm Steve Eunice on behalf of my good friends Michael Bailey. Which way? You're on this side, Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, I'm over here.
Thank you, Mark. I'm Steve Eunice from supermanhomepage.com. Good night. Merry Christmas. See you in 2026. Bye.